Okay, Scorpio season. There tends to be a depth behind this. It represents passion, intensity, destructiveness, regenerating, femininity, your ego, and destroying old structures based from your ego, rebuilding so that you can make new structures that further align with you intensely, deeply. This is a card of contentions, opinions, chaos, different paths colliding. Not everyone has the same point of view about everything. Of course, everyone will have something to say. Of course, everyone will think one way or want to insert their ideas or their passionate energy about how things should be done, how things should go. So instead of going with the flow, which would be the 6 of Wands or 8 of Wands, you would just have this blockage here, like a pile of sticks in the middle of the river blocking all the water from flowing. 5 of Pentacles says this is getting us nowhere. This is based on fears. This is based on, there could be a lot of opinions about how people live their life monetarily, right? Is your purchase aligned with your values? Did you, is this in check with social's new standards that is certainly pushing away old values of white supremacy and capitalism and enslavement of bodies and at the expense of others, are treating human beings as expendable beings. It's detrimental to your health and your wealth. It's there. You're going to feel how much you feel like you're worth if you define that for yourself already. If you think you don't have enough, then you will not have enough, right? By your own perception. If you hold yourself back from doing things because you're afraid of what others will think or how it will cause a stir around you, that is a absolute, yeah. But if you let fear, run the show, you'll never get anything done. You'll never step up get off of the ground and go inside that building. She's outside. The 5 of Pentacles are right in front of her and she's looking away. She could grab 5 of them. She could go inside and see if there's more, but she's just looking towards the chaos. There's something about worried about people's opinions, worried about conflicts. It's all very fear-based. Even if people do things or it causes a stir around you, it cannot stop you. These people should not have this much power over you to fuel your fears, okay? Man, that was hard to bring up. The Temperance. Now, Scorpio season is forcing you to deal with it. This is a card of juggling it's just like, I have to deal with this bill. I have to deal with this lawyer. I have to deal with this family. I have to deal with this court case. I have to deal with your BS. I have to deal with my own BS. I have to face what it is that's been holding me back. It's like you can't just go hide from it or go to a barbecue. It's not summertime anymore. It's like, and these cards are really blue for me, and that's just nighttime. It's like nighttime where you're getting really, really into our inner caves, our coziness of our homes. And what do you do when there's nowhere to run and all the stores are closed by 6 p.m., You can't go anywhere. You can't just fly. You can't flight away from your fears. You could also be trying to heal your own addictions. You have to face the music. You have to deal with whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been fearing people will have an opinion about. As you have to deal with it, How do you deal with it? You go internal. This isn't something where you need to make a showboat about, you need to flex your wealth, or you need to go on a rant on Facebook or Twitter. This is something where it's a time of reflection. It's a time for you to look at your place in your own obstacles that you think get in your way, or you create obstacles and how you create them. How are you a part of your own process that creates fear or creates chaos? You have to face that within yourself now, and the best way to do it is to find some isolating time, be by yourself, find moments of solitude, quietness, alone time. I feel like that is needed so that you can see yourself as the goodness that you are. It's the next wand. It's the Six of Wands. You're like, this is down in the dumps with people and their problems. And then the Six of Wands forces you like, well, wait a minute. Why am I here? I don't have to be that way. I could actually just feel good about myself and be above the fray and go with the flow. Do you see how everything's organized here? If you feel like your home is messy or you can't work in a messy environment, you're right, you can't. You need to stop what you're doing for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, and you need to organize, purge, throw out old things that you no longer wear or use, or at least donate them. You know, get a little bit of that nesting, cleaning going on. It will highly help you to feel way better about yourself. Do you see how the colors have changed now? It's gone from blue, dark, deep, the deep depths, right? Scorpio season upon us. And when you face your stuff, face your inner wisdom, face how you know you take parts of chaos, fights, competition, and muster up your own fears and push fears and project them onto other people. I know this is really tough stuff to talk about, but woo, hear me out. Bear with me. And the Hermit, you just have to reflect. You have to reflect on the parts of yourself that comes out through this season. And Six of Wands is, once you do that, you can feel like your shit don't stink. Like you can be like, yeah, I know that was me, but like I'm way above it, okay? Like, yeah, I know I did maybe take part of this situation, but I know that like I can come out of it. I can come out of it. And that's the thing. I think people get stuck because they think there isn't a door to walk through. There isn't a map so I can get out of the forest and feel like I'm lost. You know, you're like, oh, the main pathway or the main roadway was literally 30 feet around the corner the whole time. You know, Scorpio season can really almost drown you. But you just need to sit down, relax, go inward, reflect. Am I the problem? Yes. No. Is it me? Why am I even in the setting if it isn't me? Reflect on that and appreciate that you can just be like, oh, well, I'm me and I'm fine and I'm good. So what has been the deal anyways? Now the Emperor comes out and the Emperor is saying, I have a post on Instagram for the Emperor. Now I really have to do it. I was afraid to do it, okay? Now I have to post on Instagram about the Emperor. But the Emperor makes diligent, wisely strategic decisions and directs their world in the greater collective of things, right? For the whole community, not just for themselves. For the, how is this going to help us win the battle? How is this battle going to help us win the war if we even do go to battle, right? So once you find your Six of Wands moment where you can feel on top of it again, outside of your fears and contentions, you can start to take control. It's like light the match, take control. Don't feel like you can't make a move or do anything. You now have power once you face your own inner contentions. I'm sorry, I'm saying that over and over again. The Nine of Swords. Remove. The Nine of Swords. Hold up. At times, the Emperor can be really dominant. you may feel like there's like some sort of dad or a strong mask figure, or just a strong presence of like someone laying down the rules or laying down the law, or, you know, no, we can't disperse all of our money here. We can't share all of that. Why are you spending that way? Or why aren't you controlling yourself in public? You know, conduct yourself in a certain way. And that is a problem. That kind of ego can lead us to having all, oh gee, should I have talked to that person that certain way? Should I have listened to that person when they were trying to control me? I feel like I'm trapped by my own thoughts because there's a strong figure either within yourself, an ego check, where you feel like you need to flex on people in that certain way. It could lead you to look back and be like, wow, I wish I wasn't so harsh. I wish, you know, oh man, why can't I say it? My Mars is in Aries, so I feel dragged right now. Dominance, yes, it's a form of survival and protection, but also you can really hurt people with dominance, okay? It needs to be consensual, right? Scorpio season is about the act of sex. It needs to be consensual. You can't just force your will on anyone without consent. You can't just be mean to people or feel like you need to be a boss towards them if they never even asked for your guidance in that way. There is tenderness that needs to be shared, right? You can either have, I need to control all of my actions and intentions and how I make my decisions for my life to be the winner, right? To be the one, to be first, to have the best options before me at all times. Or you can feel like you've really just, you feel small again, right? After having to have a giant big ego. There's like a back and forth here, feeling like I'm in my power, and then it's like, wow, I really did the most. Six of Cups, I think it's good to remember that there is still love. There is still tenderness. There's still good, soft energies around you, right? There is still friendliness. There is still nostalgia for that person. Ooh. Or for the way that you think your ego should have been, or your past has inflicted the way that you bring out your ego. And the Death card is not here. Maybe I can find it eventually. But the Death card is representative for the Scorpios and Scorpio season. And it says, it's got a king who's just knocked on its ass. I think it's time to bring the Emperor and their ego on their butt a little bit. But you'll be left with why you loved your ego, or why someone like this is who you loved, or why they love you. There's something connected here with someone dominant, controlling in that way. The King of Wands, more fire injury, more fire energy. More this prominent fire, Mars and Aries, Leo, Sag, woohoo, I can take dominance, I can take control, I can be the person to, etc., etc. Just straight back into feeling like you miss them or you regret them. You miss it or you regret it. Like, there's something here about the presence of a masculine side of yourself or your ego that you are just having such a difficult time because you feel like you've been doing it like this for years, and now you feel really guilty for having moved at such a pace like that. And this could have been during the time that Uranus was in Aries. And I remember that's basically all of my 20s, where my ego was based on me spending my money, flexing and flashing it, taking trips as soon as my heart was broken. You know, not doing the real good productive stuff here, right? Just like spending money and just getting out of there, just running really fast out of there, okay? Now, it's okay to have these moments of, I know in Scorpio season, this is basically feeling really, really raw. I feel naked and vulnerable, and people could see my ego, and I wish I didn't act in that way. I'm stressed out. I have anxiety. I can't even smoke weed because it'll just amplify my anxiety because I'm thinking about the past. And the King of Wands is like, ooh, man, you really brought that out of me, or I brought that out of myself, or a father figure who like you just made you feel sad. Like, it's all the things. This could be the dad issues. It could be how you think you need to be a man in this world, if we're gonna focus on cis hetero relationships and those normatives, not normatives, whatever you want to call them. Whew, that's what that was. Okay. Eight of Pentacles says you're here to put in the work now. Okay, you're here to reflect, and you're also here to put in the energy that it takes to have a good, honest, hard look at how your anxieties develop over time. Let yourself get detail oriented and well thought out, planned, to move past that, to get planning. Focus on the details at work. Focus on your projects. Get to work. You know that your ego already made you feel like you shouldn't have, or gosh darn it, I wish I didn't say that thing. Don't wallow in that. Get straight to work. Get straight to work on your projects. Get busy. Get money. Make plans for the future. That's when the real people, not that anybody wasn't real or not, that's when you'll start to feel ready to be vulnerable again, as opposed to someone who needs to dominate the entire conversation, dominate the entire social energy around you, dominate how you move your money, dominate, control, not hearing anyone's input, not considering the community and the social standings around you. Now you have to focus on how you can contribute and open up a softer side of yourself. And have courage and be, this is more fun. I feel like for my masks out there, this is a time for you to become more in tune with women and femme identifying figures, hearing them out, watching them pose, do yoga with your girlfriend, do yoga with your sister, check out what your cousins of femme portraying self is offering you. It could be right in front of you. It could be right on your social media post, and you see someone and it pokes curiosity and you're like, wow, I really like I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what I'm saying. I really like how this person presents themselves and how they do their work and how they do their projects. This could even be within yourself. Wow, I really am, I am filled up. I feel good and vulnerable when I'm focusing on doing projects just because, and not trying to control a dynamic with anybody. And then that person becomes even further more attractive, right? This person becomes that fiery Queen of Wands. And with this Queen of Wands, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing Jessica from Dune. She's like out there in the desert, dude. She's waiting for you. I don't know who needs to hear that. But it's like, oh my gosh, I knew Dune would come up. I just knew. Okay, so Timothée Chalamet's character, he's like having these dreams, and he's putting in the work. He's working on his projects, he's moving, he's got to keep going, he's got to move through the desert, and all these feminine energies around him are just like influencing him, especially in his dreams at night, right? He's dreaming about her, and she's like, come outside, come to the desert with me. Come help me save my people, right? Let's kill the fucking emperor. How did that come out, dude? Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up and get one more card, because I would like to fill that empty space. Oh, Four of Wands. This is expansion. This is stability, gaining more stability, further commitments. Scorpio season is a time for you to either break away from people that aren't serving you, period. If you feel triggered by the way that you are participating in dynamics where you feel like you're supposed to like this person because once you were attracted to their ego and then you liked it, but then oh yeah, you forgot they made you feel like crap. Or you partake in those kinds of dynamics where it's like, well, I like you because you have so much power, or I like working with you because of this, da, 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 da. Or I like this boss, or I like going to this like restaurant or bar, and you just forget like, oh, they have piss poor standards and I never liked the benefits in the first place. Well, that's when you can get more vulnerable, focus on your projects, focus on how you want to relate even harder to your partner. And you'll see that you'll want to commit more. You'll want to either break away completely or dive in more. Have that stability. Have that table with all 4 prongs. We don't need no wobbly tables. Honestly, if you have furniture in your house and it's like crooked or it makes noise or whatever, get rid of it. Go buy yourself a good table. Yeah, and take that metaphor as you need to. If that job doesn't sound 100% great, don't take it. If you don't see a long-term how you can build stability within your jobs, within your relationships, within friendships, it's like the season, Scorpio season is the season to sting it to death and kill it, or let it revive itself and come to light. Because Sagittarius season, December, you're gonna be really, really glad that you have these people, these kinds of people around you, or you can relive your whole little like cycle again. Damn. So wrapping it up, like I said, sparkle. Yeah. Summertime. Think of the sun. I know the days are getting shorter, but as like, oh, it's fall, it's beautiful. Enjoy those moments outside with your dear ones, with the people you're trying to build more with. Talk about the weather. I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to know because I'm doing these cards. Sparkle. I think that does mean to show off your talents, show off who you are. You're not being a brat about it. You're being quite humble. You're being present, but you are still like hot. You're still hot shit. They, them, she, hers, he, you know, any of what you want to identify as. You're still hot shit. So just sparkle, shine bright like a diamond, and do it with grace. When you sparkle in a certain way, like your grace just works for you. You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to work so hard. Okay? Work hard in a way that allows you to shine brightly, and you're following your intuition, and your work doesn't feel like it's hard work. It feels like play. It feels like a ball game. It feels like you're having fun, and you're just doing something that really sparks inspiration in you. If it feels like contentions and bullshit, like this stuff, you really need to let it go and let it wash away. Okay, that's Scorpio season. It's gonna get spooky. It's gonna get sexy. It's gonna get hot and smoldering. Maybe I'll have like another video about like sexuality. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Till next time.